Hello, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be working on this Orc Desert Raider from Kromlech, and this is a resin based kit, and to be honest, when I ordered it I thought it was Warhammer, so I was a little bit surprised when this turned up. As you can see, there are no instructions and no guides as to how this is to be assembled and painted, so it looks like I'm going to make this up as I go along. So the first step, as always, is removing and cleaning up the tabs, and I'm just hoping here not to cut off anything essential. This is always a time consuming process, so there's no point in rushing. So just get it done one piece at a time, and before you know it, you're ready for assembly. I find gel based super glue works best for this. This is essentially a quad bike, and as you can see, I'm starting to assemble some of the larger components to the chassis. And now I'm just adding on the rear compartment. This is where the gunner will stand. And next I add on the turret mount. And I have two options available here. I can either add on the large gun or the rocket. And spoiler alert, I'm choosing the large gun. There's just a few other little bits to add, and the rest will be done after the painting. So first goes on the primer, and then for the base layer paint I chose the dark brown, and this is to help make the vehicle feel old, rusty and dirty and unkept. And for the tyres I use a charcoal colour. This is almost pure black, but you can see more definition. I then dry brushed everything with a tan colour, and this just helped the race details stand out against the dark paint. I do the same with the tyres so you can see the treads. This vehicle has been patched up many times, so I painted all the patches in different shades of metal, as these are newer than the main part of the vehicle. And as you can tell, the tyres are covered in patches too. This vehicle is certainly not roadworthy. I then painted the trim to the wheels metal. I then went over all the metal parts with various shades of rust, and this helped add age to the vehicle. The general rule is the darker the rust, the older it is, and Orcs are well known for repairing everything and making it last beyond its natural years. And even though it won't be seen, I have the same treatment underneath. And once all the rusting is done, I went over everything with a light silver dry brushing, and this represents the area where the rust has worn off. I used some diluted white for the headlights and painted on the dials on the dashboard. I used some clear Gorilla Glue to add the wheels. This is a slow setting glue, but it does expand to fill in the crevices. With this kit you had the option to have the wheel moving freely, but for me that's an accident waiting to happen. Then I glue in the hubcaps in place. These glue directly onto the axle, so that if I wanted to, the wheel could still spin. And once those have set, I paint them to match. Right, we can finally move on to the orcs. For me, the flesh is a three-part process. First it gets a coat in goblin green, followed by a brown wash and a cream dry brush. And combined, this will give me enough shade to bring the character to life. And I then finish them off by painting the teeth, hair, goggles and all the other accessories. When it came to the clothing, I had to make sure they didn't disappear among the vehicle, so I avoided anything brown and went for some brighter colours. The shirt were painted in maroon and yellow, and the trousers and boots were painted grey and khaki. And then I finished off each orc with various washes and some dry brushing. And for the assembly I used super glue, and getting the driver to fit was quite a tricky process, but with much perseverance and a little bit of wiggling I got him into place. And once he was in place I had to reunite him with his arms and steering wheel. This was also a tricky process and very difficult to line up. His left arm ended up being a little bit off centre, but you can hardly tell in the shadows. And from there it was just a matter of gluing the gunner and his weapon into place. I figured I needed some sort of display base, and I settled on the idea of making a road made by orcs. And I'll explain what I mean by that shortly. First of all, I cut off a piece of Foamex and dug through my box of scraps. So I'm looking for enough pieces to make some stone slabs, as this road is going to be haphazardly put together in the way an orc would. So I cut the pieces down to size and then glued them on with super glue. Along the way I made sure I did some damage, and this will help make the stone look old and worn. This is always a fun process, but I have to make sure that I don't make anything look too uniform, or the damage has got to be random. And once it's all glued into place, I can paint it black. Then I dry brushed it all with a very light grey. Then tried a little bit of colour. I used a couple of different weathering powders, and this will represent a build-up of mud and dirt. And whenever you use powders you must seal it all in place, and that helps stop the powder from coming off and staining things. I decided I wanted the grass to grow out of the cracks, so I cut down some grass tufts and stuffed them into place, and this effect came out quite effective. I felt like I needed to do something extra to add to the display, so I found these damaged resin barrels, and they fit in nicely with the orc theme. So I primed them, painted them up, added some rust, and then we were done. And there you have it. There's my Orc Desert Raider, along with this display base. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.